I'm Richard Roeper, and coming up next, the original MC Hammer returns with his second solo number. It's my review of Thor: The Dark World right now. Some 2 years after helping the Avengers save the world, Thor's got to go it alone again. But what with all 9 realms of the cosmos, including Earth, in danger of being plunged into darkness forever, why can't Tony Stark lend an iron hand? What, he's building a new house with Pepper? Come on!
Anyone else?
But we just have to go with it. Thor's on his own this time. At times, Thor: The Dark World soars with fine work from the returning cast, a couple of hilarious sight gags, and some pretty cool action sequences. But it's also more than a little silly and ponderous and overly reliant on special effects that are sometimes more confusing than really exhilarating.
Look, why don't you let me take over? I'm clearly the best pilot.
Is that right? Well, out of the two of us, which one can actually fly?
Having spent the last 2 years winning wars and maintaining control over those 9 worlds, Thor finally gets a breather and returns home, where his brother Loki, Tom Hiddleston, we love Tom Hiddleston, has been in prison for that whole New York thing.
You must be truly desperate to come to me for help.
Anthony Hopkins is still doing that Shakespearean whisper and then bark thing as their father, the great King Odin. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Natalie Portman's Jane Foster has relocated to London, where she has unwittingly unleashed something called the Aether. It's this swirling red gas that's a lot of bad news. The evil Malekith, who's played by Christopher Eccleston, needs that red gas so he and his fellow evil elves can, end all forms of life. And then I don't know what they do when they end all forms of life. I guess they just sleep in.
Jane, what?
Where were you?
Where were you? Heimdall could not see you.
I was right here where you left me. I was waiting, and then I was crying, and then I went out looking for you. You said you were coming back.
I know, but the Bifrost was destroyed. The 9 realms erupted into chaos. Wars were raging, marauders were pillaging. I had to put an end to the slaughter.
I was most entertained by The Dark World when Thor is reminded he's going to live for about 5,000 years, and he's in love with a human who's going to be around for a mere tick of the clock, relatively speaking. I really liked it also when Thor was back on Earth trying to figure out what to do with his hammer when he enters an apartment or taking a subway to his next destination. Let's face it, Thor's kind of a bore unless he can play straight man to various forms of human life, reacting to his ridiculous getup and his giant flying hammer. When the battles kicked in, semi-yawn. We've seen it all before.
I've got this completely under control.
Is that why everything's on fire?
Not all Avengers are created equal. Iron Man can carry a movie by himself, so can the Hulk, at least sometimes. Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, more like team players. After the first Thor movie, I would have given the big fella the franchise tag. Now I think he's better off letting someone else take the lead. I give Thor: The Dark World a C. I'm Richard Roeper. You can get all my reviews at richardroeper.com and at reels.com.